Hey guys, this is Aaron Artrip, Innovator in Residence with Seismic as part of the Go STEAM project, and these are Cyanotype Kits. These are made for Nesbitt Elementary School in 2021. So these are some examples of cyanotypes that I've made over the course of this semester talking with you guys. And so what we've made for you is a cyanotype kit of your own. And so we're going to be using science and art to learn about light. And now I'll show you the contents of your kit. You're going to get one box and a tray. We're going to use this tray later on, so you can set that to the side. Inside of our box, we have a handful of materials. You'll see here we have our little list of materials, and so let's go over that together. So the first is we have 3 4x4 cyanotype test sheets and one big 8x5 inch cyanotype card that's going to be pre-cut. Those are inside this light safe bag. It's important to keep your cyanotypes in here until you're ready to make your exposure. This black paper makes sure that the cyanotype doesn't get exposed before we want to. So we can set that down. The next thing is going to be a black Sharpie. We're going to use this to write on some clear paper. The next thing is one translucent sheet. Right, you can see this is a transparent sheet. You can see light passes all the way through it. We will have one translucent sheet. You can see it allows some light to pass through it. And then everyone will have one type of stencil letter, and this is going to be one of our opaque objects. I have the number 3 here, but you might have something different. And then last but not least is our instructions. These are the instructions we're going to use to do this project, so make sure you keep this next to you. When we're making any type of art, we want to make sure to think about composition, negative space, and shape. And so you can see I've done this on both of these cyanotype demonstrations. This piece here is a small piece of paper that was cut and placed onto the cyanotype paper, and this is some leaf material that I got from outside of my house. This is an example of using some of our translucent material here, and we can cut them in multiple pieces and stack them to get different amounts of light that pass through or don't pass through the translucent piece. And finally, we have this E here that we made using a Sharpie that we can draw onto our images or our clear sheets of paper. Remember that cyanotypes are sensitive to light, and that's how we get our images. So we're going to use our box to make our image inside here so that we can take it outside and expose it when we want. I'm going to make a quick composition using another sheet of paper to practice where I want to lay my pieces. I've lowered the light so that we don't accidentally expose the cyanotype once we're ready to build our image. I've got some examples here of some opaque, translucent, and transparent material, and I'm going to lay them down and make a quick composition before I am ready to put it on my unexposed cyanotype paper. So I like this. This is kind of a silly smiley face guy. And so we'll go with that. If you'd like to draw a picture, get help from your parent to cut a small piece of this plastic and you can draw directly on it. I'm going to draw a smiley face. You can draw over the marker lines a couple times to make sure they're nice and dark. Maybe he's got a tongue sticking out like this. And some funny eyebrows. Something like that. I'm gonna put him here instead. Yeah, so that's my image that I'm gonna make for my cyanotype. Open the tab on your black light safe bag and carefully grab one of your small pieces of cyanotype paper. You're going to use the small ones to experiment with first before we make our large one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pull it out, put the blue side up, and I'm going to put my images down quickly. Work quickly, quick, and then I'm going to put my other box lid on top. Now that my cyanotype is in here, I'm going to carry it carefully outside, and we'll take this top off and allow it to expose to the sun. Find a sunny spot outside and then open your box. It's okay if the images move a little bit, you can move them back. All right, we're gonna let this sit for, let's say, 5 minutes in the sun. It's pretty bright outside and there's not a whole ton of clouds. So let's count for 5 minutes on a timer and then we'll come back and we'll put the lid right back on top. You can already see that the paper is starting to turn white. That's a good thing. We're gonna wait till it's almost perfectly white and then take it out of the sun. I've got about 3 minutes left on this one. Okay, our paper is looking almost white. I still have a little bit of time on my timer, but I'm gonna go with the instructions that state to make sure that the paper is almost perfectly white. So let's put our covers back on and let's go get our washout tub. Okay, now I have my water tray here with the water about halfway up, and you can see when I move the plate, it moves the water just a little bit. This is how we're gonna wash our cyanotypes. We're gonna be gentle just by moving the tray like this. So now let's open our box. Let's grab our cyanotype, and ooh, we can already see something, but let's put it in the water here. All right, we can gently press it to get the water to go on top of the paper. And then now we do this. Just back and forth and let it wash out. Keep going. This may take a little bit of time, but you'll slowly see it change from white back to blue. Almost there. Okay, I think that's about as blue as it's gonna get. Gently remove the cyanotype. Let it drip just a little. And you can set it on a paper towel or a hand towel, and you can just lay it over softly and just pat it with your hand like this. Just soft hands. We're just trying to get all the extra water off of the print. After about 30 seconds, you can see our print is still damp, but it's not shiny and it's not dripping. And so now let's go set this outside on the porch, or you can set it next to a window in your room and it'll get darker over time. Coming soon. And this is what it looks like after about a day or two sitting out. I don't know what those yellow spots came from, but either way it looks pretty cool. You can see that my Sharpie didn't come out super well, so next time I'm gonna draw on it a little heavier to hopefully make sure it's nice and opaque.